What's up, guys? It's Tuesday, which can only mean one thing. It's TransWorld Live. What's going on? Holy cow. It is nice. Spring is in the air for some of us. I think it was about 30 or 35 degrees here in the Chicagoland area. And we hope all of our friends in Kentucky are surviving all of the extra pools that are out there. They got some flooding going on, but Jacked Up Productions, you're our first tonight. So thanks. And we're glad you're here as people are getting loaded into the chat. We are super excited. Hey, Katie, straight off of her trip to Orlando, seeing every park in the city. David, what's going on, sir? Saw some good pictures of you ate a good dinner too. Looking really good. Yeah, see, Katie said it snowed in Cleveland today. Weird stuff, right? But super excited. Tim Rash, what's going on, buddy? How are you and Kenny? Guys, we're glad we can't do this show without you. We love when you watch. We love you even more when you let us know that you're here because we can't see when you're here. So let us know. Cool. We got you covered. So thanks. All right. We got some fun stuff to talk about. Just to recap, because we do our birthday every week. We do our birthdays, but we want to recap yesterday. Happy birthday yesterday. That's the April 7th. Happy birthday to oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Arthur Gilbert, our good friend Arthur Gilbert, and of course, our very own Nicole Ginsburg. Happy birthday to them. Today, April 8th, we got Michael A. Simmons, our very own TransWorld Live's Laura Pasiak, and then the infamous and famous at the same time, Scott Tater Lind, of course, from Froggy's Fog and from all of those late night after parties. Happy birthday. We love you, buddy. Tomorrow, we got Alyssa McIntyre and Eric Turkelson. Love those guys. On the 11th, I'm missing the 10th. On the 10th, we have Hannah Abrams and Sam Howard. On the 11th, we have Kim Zelton, the godfather of escape rooms. On the 12th, Marty Parker. And then on the 13th, we do have Jenny Litt, Tyler Barnett, and Stephanie Mascow. Love all three of them. Happy birthday to everybody. If you see them, give them a good birthday wish. Of course, we are on the road to East Coast Haunters Convention and East Coast Christmas Show. And the scariest thing that we do each show is we talk about that countdown. Folks, we are 16 days away from Thursday, April 24th. That's when it all kicks off, right there, right outside of Philadelphia in Oaks, Pennsylvania. Robert's got the page on the screen, EastCoastHauntersConvention.com or EastCoastChristmasShow.com. Go check them out and get all of that last information and breaking news that you need. One of the big things that we really want to stress to you, if you've been on the fence about a seminar, if you've been on the fence about a tour, I've got lots of tours on the Halloween side, tours on the Christmas side. We've got seminars on both sides. We want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your East Coast experience, but we also want to save you a few dollars too. The early bird discount expires this Thursday, April 10th. So make sure if you're on the fence about going to Hershey, going to see Dark Nights with us, going to the Field of Screams, going to any of the tours, we want to make sure that you're saving some money. So make sure you book before then. Everything is up. The exhibitor list is out there and always being updated. Rich is constantly selling and making sure that every square inch of that show floor is going to be packed with people that you can bring home, stuff that you can cram into your trunk and try to make all the way back home to decorate your life and decorate the haunt. So take a look at that. And of course, Robert's showing our floor map, the easiest way to find your way through the floor there. And you'll be able to see both the Christmas part that's on the top of the map and then the Halloween and haunted house side that's on the bottom part of that map. So you can check that out. Now, we do have some breaking news to debut to you today, courtesy of Miss Jenny from TransWorld. A couple seconds ago, she actually just let us know there is going to be a free kids area in the Christmas show. So if you're bringing your kids with you, they're going to be able to come and play and hang out as long as they're with some ticketed folks here. So that'll be a fun value add where the kids can have a lot of fun games, crafts, takeaways, whole bunch of fun stuff. But the really big news happens to do with our brand new, and I mean brand new, folks, the East Coast Christmas Show Super Pass. Guys, when I'm talking, this is going to be crazy. Seriously. It's every 1 hour seminar on Saturday and Sunday, $200. All in, all seminars. Go to everything that's a 1 hour seminar. And Robert's showing them right now on the page there. Unbelievable. You're going to get, and this, guys, wait, there's more. This doesn't just include the seminars for everything in Christmas, but it includes admission. So if you're coming anyway, that includes your admission to the show floor for both days, unlimited 1 hour Christmas seminars. That's a $380 value if you purchased it all separately. And that's all included in there. Now, it doesn't include, we just want to caution, it doesn't include any of the Halloween side. But if you are on the Christmas side and you're there to learn and play and have fun and look, just dive into everything, this is the super best idea that we could have for you. So $200 an attendee, but we do want to caution you, it is first come, first serve. There is a limited amount available. So this is brand new. Check out the website. Robert's got it up there, eastcoastchristmasshow.com, and go to registration. We'll get you hooked up. All right, we've got a huge show ahead of us. We're so glad that you're here. Sean, we're glad that you're here. Just looking at the chat, Shannon, we can't do a show without you there. It's good that you're here. Into the Fear. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Minor, awesome. Hello, Tim. Hello, Nadine. Guys, what's going on? We're glad you're here. And before we get started, we do have a quick word from our sponsor. So stay tuned for just a second. A big thank you to Robert, always making the magic happen. We appreciate you. Holly, it's good to see you too. Guys, as you're coming in, you have not missed a beat. We've got some fun stuff to talk about, and we are kicking it off right now. TransWorld Live, help us in welcoming, very awesome, our super excited, the Gold Show sponsor for the East Coast Christmas Show. Ladies and gentlemen, from Light-O-Rama, Marcus Ledet. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm excited.
Oh my gosh. It is when we talk about it being 16 days out, does that get you even more excited, or it's more scramble time? Like, oh boy, there's a lot of stuff we got to do.
A lot of stuff to do, but we're well polished. We are ready for this. We're ready to educate. We're ready to socialize. We're ready to talk lights, talk Halloween. Light-O-Rama, Halloween? What?
Exactly. I love that. And I love when we can talk about that, because we do get a lot of Halloween folks that join us every week. And it's awesome to open up their eyes and to see, like, these predominantly, Christmas games you guys do are also very impactful in their industry too. So this is not just Christmas related. This is holiday across the board.
Absolutely.
Well, this is wonderful. You're getting a lot of love in the chat. David Peace says he loves you. Super excited to see that, but you're getting more here. All right, so let's start with the basics here. You are from Light-O-Rama. Tell us everything. Let's start at the beginning, though. What is Light-O-Rama?
Absolutely. So yeah, I work for Light-O-Rama kind of on the side. I'm a Disney engineer by day, and kind of got a passion for Light-O-Rama, and so I work as a consultant for Light-O-Rama in my spare time that I don't have, so that's great. But Light-O-Rama is kind of a all-in-one holiday lighting system for animated lights, and not just lights, animated figures, props, and that's kind of why it's exciting to be at a show that has all kind of Halloween as well. Right? Because there's so much opportunity for creating an interactive show that has lights, that has things that move. And so, yeah, Light-O-Rama's about to celebrate their 23-year anniversary as a company. So,
Holy
been doing
cow.
this a long time. Um, and yeah, super exciting to be part of this brand new show, and kind of show folks what we have. Kind of a motto that we like to share is Light-O-Rama is as DIY as you want it to be. You can not move a computer mouse and still have a show, or you can be as absolutely custom as you want and have a Christmas or Halloween show. I have dancing fountains in my show that are have been on the Great Christmas Light Fight, etc. And so it truly, you can create whatever your heart desires with the Light-O-Rama system. So we're super excited to share that with everybody.
We are excited too, because there's a lot of people from different levels in the industry. And what Robert's got up right now is what you were kind of talking about, is starting a light show from scratch. Someone that has no experience, like you mentioned, can really have a fully featured show with very little effort, thanks to your product, your software, and everything that you guys do with the how-to videos, the tutorials, and the expertise.
Absolutely, no, totally agree. There's a lot of support out there. The community is great with Light-O-Rama. There's a lot of everyone helping each other, and then kind of what Light-O-Rama's taken pride in for the last 23 years is that level of support and care from folks that really have passion for what people are creating out there. Kind of what sets Light-O-Rama apart for a lot of folks in the community. So. Yeah, no matter what level, you can create a show and make some lights flash and some smiles happen.
Love this, love this. And like we talked about just briefly, like we do get, a lot of Christmas impact for Light-O-Rama, but you can do this for your Halloween show. You can do this as a home haunter. You could do this as a decorator for Easter. Whatever your holiday, you can use this software to control whatever patterns you want to do on whatever you want to decorate.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot of Halloween packages available, and like we said, it's kind of that all-in-one feeling of if you want to sequence or program your own lights, great. If you don't, there's a full sequence store of Light-O-Rama sequences that are all ready to go for you. So you kind of pick what your favorite part of decorating is, and that's what I think I like about it is it allows folks who just love to set up a display to do that and enjoy that. Or DIYers, if you want to go down deep in the weeds, great. So yeah, it kind of allows you to enjoy the part of the show that and decorating that you like.
That's awesome. I mean, and we're getting some love from the chat. Gretchen said the same thing. Like, this sounds great for someone with zero experience. You can make somebody that really is worth watching. And oh, here we go. We got some. You guys have fun videos, and we did talk about that for a second. Like, you are not unsupported. I want to give Sean Fenner a lot of credit. We talk a lot about this show about haunters helping haunters. Well, Christmas is the same boat. Like, you guys have these amazing forums and groups where you're just helping each other, figuring stuff out. It was great when I got a chance to hang out with David Peace at the Nashville Mini. And just to see people going, hey, this is what I'm doing with my Light-O-Rama show. How do you do this? And they're like, oh, cool. Thanks for showing me. That's so easy. And it's just people helping people. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on that note, one of the things I had an opportunity to visit and discuss with the gentleman who started Light-O-Rama, and something hit really hard in a story that he told me. Light-O-Rama was kind of based on the fact of not trying to be exclusive and not trying to build a system that doesn't work with other people's hardware. And so Sean asked in the chat there, and it kind of rings into kind of a principle that a lot of folks don't really know, is that Light-O-Rama really will work with anyone's hardware, and that's been a principle for the last 23 years. It can control stage lights. It can control a competitor's controller. It plays nice with everyone, and that's kind of one of the great things about it.
Love this. Okay. Love this. Monty put out their Light 56 motion effects are awesome.
S6, yes. That's our current software version. Yeah, S6. Yeah.
Love this. Awesome. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. S6. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. That's wonderful. Well, obviously, we're always learning about stuff, and you guys are bringing your expertise to the East Coast Christmas show. Can we just go through a few of the seminars that you guys are producing for us? Awesome,
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yep.
And what's great, guys, we we talked about it at the beginning of the show. These are all part of that super pass. So obviously, got to start at the basics here. What is Light-O-Rama? An intro to the all-in-one lighting control system taught by Aubrey, and that's going to be on Saturday. What can people expect here?
Yeah, absolutely. So taught by Aubrey. It's the real boss. Aubrey's the president of Light-O-Rama. Been involved in Light-O-Rama for somehow decades, since I swear she was like 2. But yeah, so this is going to give you kind of a walkthrough of if you've never used Light-O-Rama before, or you're just diving in to kind of understand what all is offered, and kind of show that what we were talking about earlier, that simplicity yet complex as you want. So it kind of introduces you to how you can start a show with just taking this class. You can have a show ready to go with just taking that class.
Beautiful. Love this. And again, I know everything. Like, take a look at that website. It's amazing. You guys really are incredibly customers to make that an easy transition to onboard any new customer and support your existing one. So if you want to be in, this is a great introductory seminar where Aubrey, who the boss, is going to take you through every step. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Now, as we start to build here, rumor is that you're teaching a class on Sunday called Show Control and Playback. Tell us this cool thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is one of my favorite things to teach, because I feel like it's such a best kept secret of Light-O-Rama. A lot of folks, being a 23-year-old company in a really fast growing industry, you're kind of known for the first thing you did. And I was trying to think of how to describe that.
Sure.
And like General Electric came to mind, GE, right? They're a 100-year-old company, and everyone goes, oh, they made the light bulb. It's the light bulb people. But they make jet engines today, right? So I'm going to talk about all of these super cool things, including controlling your show from halfway across the world on your phone, and skipping songs and playing songs that aren't in your lineup. And so there's a lot of super cool features that can be used for no matter what you're running, whether it's a haunt that you're activating things from your phone. Lot of cool things to talk about on the how shows are played. So very exciting.
I gotcha. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it because people always, the show gets, if you've ever tried to watch a movie with no music or sound, it gets kind of boring. So as you guys are putting together displays, you want to make sure that you have that flexibility and that control to be able to add that accent to your show and really round it out. That's wonderful. Okay, but we're not done yet. And straight to Sean's question earlier, is the software DMX compatible? You already answered that, but we're going to be teaching a little bit more. Nuno is teaching a class on Sunday afternoon that's talking about expanding your Light-O-Rama show with DMX and more.
Absolutely. No, we're super excited for this class because not only does it answer the questions and the live questions from the folks taking the class of, can I do this? Can I control snow machines? Can I control strobes in my haunt? Can I do this? But also kind of showing some cutting edge stuff about how Light-O-Rama can play nice with church lighting systems. If you want to partner with your church to do a show, or partner maybe with an existing haunt or Christmas show in town, that Light-O-Rama can talk to other systems and synchronize shows. So yeah, we're going to be sharing a lot of cool stuff, DMX and more. Yeah.
Love this. Sean, more great questions here. Is it triggerable?
anything you want. Triggerable over the
Oh,
internet,
nice.
over a button, over a motion sensor. There's kind of like someone thought of everything over the years kind of deal. So yeah, very, very triggerable. There's a lot of cool features as far as interactivity and triggering.
Love this. Awesome. Thank you. And good questions, guys. Keep them coming. What's great is we have you guys who are Light-O-Rama experts, and you're teaching it at a value to all of our attendees. So you get it straight from the source. And you can, I'm assuming, right after that class is done, if you have some follow-up questions, they could ask. Come find you and say, hey, I'm having an issue with this, or how would you do this? Can they pick your guys' brains when you're done with those seminars?
Yeah, I will. I've never, people have never solved more problems of how to do something in their display than at a conference. No, it's a great forum. I know a lot of other folks can echo that too. You're talking to Dave Peace about what code is running on a controller. You might as well just ask him at a conference, right? And so it's kind of the same with Light-O-Rama. So many people come up with ideas too, things they weren't even thinking of, or an idea to add to their display to bring more joy. They think of it at an event like this, and that's the coolest part about getting together. So
I couldn't agree more. And it's that inspiration. It's sharing ideas. Somebody that might be on the West Coast is going to say, hey, I did this thing. And somebody on the East Coast is like, okay, I have a light bulb. Let me do that for my show. It's just awesome to see that community help each other and inspire and continue to progress the entire industry. Now,
absolutely.
Of course, people don't need to track you down. They don't need to track you down after seminars. You guys are going to have a booth right on the floor, 1110, where I'm sure people learn more, ask questions, and dive into everything that you guys do, which is a ton. I really encourage you guys. Robert's going to post the link in the website link into the chat, but go check out their website. It's amazing. There's a lot of features.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're excited to be at the booth. We're going to have a lot of hands-on stuff there, playing with the mobile app, understanding how it works, how it can help you test your show without running in and out of the house, flipping switches. So a lot of cool interactivity stuff in the booth. So yeah, we're excited. We're excited to be the gold sponsor. Excited to be here. So.
Well, we're excited, and thank you, because we can't do this without you. What else are you looking forward to at our very first East Coast Christmas show that you guys are a major part of?
Honestly, the newness, like you guys run shows so well that we're just excited. We're excited to be a part of this. Something I've been to the St. Louis show a bunch. It's one of my favorite shows to go to, just because you don't have to worry about the small things. All of the logistics are always so well. So we're just excited that we'll be able to focus on talking to people, focus on the education, focus on playing, not logistics, since you guys have that so well taken care of. So that's what I'm excited about.
Same. And we get everybody together. We're going to do fun stuff. We got the after party at Arnold's, which is right across the parking lot. So we're super excited about that. We want to say thank you on behalf of all of us at TransWorld, and Jen and Rich especially. Thank you for the kind comments, but also thank you for your partnership and your sponsorship, and for teaching these sessions, being a part of the inaugural show that we're going to get to see you in like less than 16 days.
Awesome. Thank you.
So excited. Well, Marcus, thank you so much. Guys, go check out light-orama.com. It really is a crazy awesome website. Go hang out with them at the show when you see them. Say hi to Marcus. Say hi to Aubrey. Say hello to Nuno and the entire team. Booth 1110. And thank you again for being our Christmas show gold sponsor. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. All right, guys, we're going to do a quick technical reload here for a second here. Stick with us. We got a lot more. Oh man, that's flawless. Another credit to Robert. He's amazing. Just love him. He's wonderful. All right. Well, thanks to Light-O-Rama, thanks to Marcus, and thanks to all of you. But we are not even close to done. TransWorld Live. You've seen him on here before. You love him. You know him from the streets of TransWorld. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming from TicketLeap, Mr. Lee George.
Hey. All right. All right. What's up, man?
What's going on? How are you?
Just awesome things. Always awesome things. It's a great day here. A great evening down in my basement, down in my the place where I store the bodies and whatnot.
The lair, the Lee George lair. That's
Yep.
How are you feeling about this? We have lots of fun chatter here about birthdays. Our very own Nicole, our very own Taylor. How are you feeling about all of that?
Birthdays. It's I gotta give obviously Nicole a lot of great birthdays. This time of year. Special shout out to our boy Scott Taterlind. Have to give him a birthday shout out. Today's actually his birthday, and just a side note, he was one of the first faces that I remember from this industry. Like when I was like a newbie, I didn't know anything from anything. It was one of my first convention, Midwest Haunters, back in I think it was 1943, and I bumped into Scott. He probably doesn't even remember this. I bumped into him like outside of the hotel, and he was in full granny mode with like the walker and like the whole thing, like body parts hanging out. It was pretty nasty. And I'm like, who is this guy? He is incredible, and he's so dialed into his character, and he just blew my mind. I've never forgotten about that. And now years later, I'm proud and honored to say that we're he's my dude. We're buds. So happy birthday, Scott.
Well, he feels the exact same way. There's lots of love in the chat. There's also love from other folks, like Holly Day, who says it's my favorite person, or obviously Katie Lane as well. He is in the pimp lair.
Yeah, pimp lair. That's too sweet. These are what's so fun is like doing something like this, or whether it's East Coast Haunters or whether it's TransWorld. It's like these are some of my favorite people, some of my favorite faces, and we don't get to see each other all the time, but when we do, and we get those opportunities to kind of hang out and reconnect, it's like time hasn't passed. It's like we're right back there again, and I miss all these faces and all these names. I see you, Holly and Katie. I miss you guys already.
I know.
But I'll see them soon. We'll see them soon.
Well, okay, so we have some breaking. Yes. Well, we have some breaking news that Katie just broke in the chat here, that you are her riding buddy at Hershey Park when we go there and East Coast Haunters Convention in just 25 days now.
That's a lot of pressure. Because everybody who knows Katie Lane knows that she is like a guru, in the coaster.
No, he's freezing.
Am I freezing? Am I frozen?
There we go. You're back.
Hello?
You're back.
Am I back? You're back.
Okay. You're back.
Where did I leave you?
We were talking about you being.
Did you hear me?
Katie's riding buddy at Hershey.
Yes, and I was just saying that's a lot of pressure. I'm honored, but that's also a lot of pressure because Katie is like the guru of gurus in the coaster community, and she like knows her stuff. She knows her ish. Can I say ish?
You can say
when it comes
ish.
To like theme parks. Yeah, thanks. Jen's over here. Jen, can I say ish? All right, Jen said it's okay.
It's approved.
She's down here in my lair. So Jen Bianco right over there. So I'm just spiraling way out here. So yeah, no, I'm excited to see Katie. Katie, absolutely. I've got a coaster with your name on it. Let's do that. I'm super stoked for East Coast Haunters. Not to get ahead of the ticketing stuff, because for those who don't know me, I'm a ticketing guy. I do online ticketing for haunted attractions and many other things. Ticketing, which of course is the most exciting part of the industry. I think that's why we all are here. That's why we do this, because we love tickets, we love ticketing. And but anyway, but I am super stoked for East Coast Haunters. Yes, we'll be there and we'll have a booth and we'll be talking ticketing and all that good stuff. But really, selfishly for me, I just can't wait to be there and do Dark Nights, which I've done before and I love, to hit Field of Screams, Eastern State, always a grand slam. So I'm really excited for the fun stuff.
Oh, we are too. And honestly, to do it with you, because truly you've been with us every step of the way. How would you, for folks that are on the feed right now that didn't get a chance to see East Coast last year, could you help describe it, like what that felt like?
That's a great question. And I think it's definitely, it's got its own vibe. It's got its own personality. And the vibe is, I think, I mean, yeah, you see a lot of the faces that you've seen maybe out of TransWorld or in St. Louis, but when those people are in the, East Coast Haunters for the Philly show, they're more relaxed. I think they're having fun. I think they're a little more like, they're more chill. You're kind of able, I felt like we were comfortable to just kind of shoot the ish, if you will. I'm just really pushing the ish thing. So I just think it was really relaxed and really fun. And you were able to have some conversations with people that maybe you couldn't have in St. Louis because, St. Louis it's hustle bustle. It's like, you're getting up early, going to bed late, and you don't get to see everybody all the time. But there was something about East Coast Haunters where you were able to connect and really spend some quality time with some faces that, again, maybe you didn't get to totally spend time with in St. Louis or Midwest or whatever.
Oh, no, it's so true. Like East Coast and Midwest Haunters Convention and even Legendary Haunt Tour, opportunity to connect and have some real conversations where you're not 3 or 4 deep like you are in the aisles in TransWorld, and you're just trying to get through to people. Like here, you could actually pull Alan Hops aside and say, "Hey, what's going on? Can we talk about this idea?" Or we could talk to Lee about what his favorite pizza is, or whatever it might be.
First of all, and can I also say, speaking of Alan Hops, I'm honored to be like the opening act for Alan Hops tonight. That's kind of an honor. That's pretty cool, So
it's. I want to get his reaction. I know Shannon's on the chat.
Yeah. Well, Alan's probably rolling his eyes like, "Oh, Lee," But Shannon, I saw her in the chat. Shannon also. I remember seeing her last year, and I love that those guys are going to be there. And again, Shannon, Alan, all my friends from Graffiti FX. It's just another opportunity for us to get together and give big hugs and catch up and just say, I miss you guys.
Yeah. Speaking of collaborations, real quick, did you hear the news last week? That breaking news about Graffiti FX and Little Spider collaborating? That's pretty awesome.
I did hear about that. I did. Those guys. I mean, Graffiti FX. I mean, I don't know. They're badass boss babes. I mean, they're like crazy talented, as we all know, like super talented,
sure.
Super badass. So I love what they do, and I can't wait to see them. I can't believe they're going to be at East Coast.
I know. In literally 16 days. This is crazy. Unbelievable. Yeah. Well, we're excited that you're coming back. Obviously, you guys are going to be booth 325. And if we can, just for a second, TicketLeap is an amazing offering and another opportunity for anybody, for any resource, whether you're running a haunted house, a Christmas event, a zoo, aquarium, a party, whatever. You guys are a ticket resource for any occasion.
That's a great way to put it, Chris. Basically, I always like to say, I mean, we're kind of like I like Light-O-Rama says they're kind of a DIY solution for lighting. We are a DIY solution for tickets for events. So if you sell any kind of, if you have admission to your event, whether it's an attraction or an alumni event or a school theater group, whatever it is, we can help you with that. But it just so happens that, many, many years ago, I kind of got started with the haunt space and kind of dug into that and have never looked back. So although TicketLeap does a lot, there you go. Now Robert's verified. Now he's on the page. So we're secure. That's just a proof that we're a secure site.
That's a great example, actually.
Authentication there. See, we're a protected site. But yeah, we do a lot, and we're all over the place. As you can see on our website, there's a very excited woman at a nightclub event or a festival. But I've had a blast in the haunt space. It's what I've been doing, kind of not exclusively, but I've been putting a lot of time, a lot of effort into it. It's a labor of love, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
This is awesome. And obviously, the website is TicketLeap.com. Robert's got it up on the screen right now. And if you want to look, I mean, I encourage you, if you have a current ticketing provider, definitely take a look at them, see what they offer. They've got an incredible back end, and you can kind of feature that right on the website. You could look at it, compare it to your current provider, and make a choice. Maybe there's a better solution for you.
I mean, what I'll say, Chris, is that, there's a million companies out there that are doing this.
Sure.
I mean, this is not like, we're certainly not the only ones. If you go to TransWorld, walk the aisles, you'll see many other competitors that are doing this. But,
Sure.
To our credit, if I may say that, we've been doing this for a really long time.
Yeah.
I think, and I don't want to spill some, I don't want to reveal some of my trivia, because this actually plays into some of my trivia questions.
Cool. Okay.
We've been doing this for a really long time, and we're not going anywhere. A lot of companies kind of pop up and they come and they go, and they're like, oh, maybe we can get into this haunt thing, and then they bail. We've been doing this for, like I said, since like 1940 something.
Oh my gosh.
That's exaggeration. That's exaggerated. But sometimes it feels like it's been that long. But we've been doing this for a long time. We are dedicated to the space. We're not going anywhere. Are we perfect for everybody all the time? Probably not. But we've had a lot of success in this space, and we care a lot about it. So, if you want to check us out, by all means.
Love this. And I know, obviously, as everybody's in the chat, you've made a lot of friends in this industry, and including myself and Robert, speaking for us, we love you. And even Nicole put in the chat too about how one of her first memories in the industry was meeting you. So you've been around a while. You know a lot of people. You made an impact on a lot of people. I highly encourage anybody that doesn't know you to connect and strike up a conversation.
I'll be in booth. What am I, Chris? Am I 325?
325.
And I think my plan is maybe I'm going to set up some cozy little chairs in there. We got a double wide booth there. I'm going to set up some inflatable seating. I might have a little refreshment station. By all means, please swing by, hang out, and let's chat.
I love this. This is great. Yeah. One question that we did get was, do you guys just do events in the U.S. or internationally as well?
That's a great question. Internationally. Yeah, we actually have offices. Yeah. So as TicketLeap has kind of grown throughout the years, we've very much expanded our product. And certainly we've got offices, of course, in the United States. We have another office in Australia as well.
Oh, wow.
And the reason we kind of did that was because we created a hub in Australia so that we could stagger our support, so that obviously as a haunted attraction, you're not just a 9-to-5 business, you need that after hour support. Well, we have a support team on the other side of the globe that will be, awake and ready to roll when it's, 1 a.m. haunt time.
I was going to say, you don't have the problems at like noon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's always like 1 a.m. or, 11:59.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the nature of what we do.
Our good friends from Scream Score are actually going to stop by. They're committing. They want to know you. So this is awesome.
Well, I hope I don't want to let them down, Chris. I hope I can deliver.
Okay. Well, it's all about. It's either going to have beverages and a place to rest your legs and feet for a second. Yes. Maybe talk some ticketing. You should do this. Maybe
talk ticketing or maybe not. But full disclosure, the reason all these people in this chat, the reason they're like, "Oh, Lee's so great," it's because I push free pizza at them. I'm a pizza pusher. Okay. As anybody, if you're at TransWorld on the mezzanine at on Saturday night at midnight, you'll probably see me pushing pizza.
Yeah.
But it's food is love where I come from. So.
Absolutely. Food is love. We even saw you at City Museum with your pizzas as well.
You never know. Where I'll pop up with pizza.
It's a trademark thing. Okay, so can we? Is this? I don't want to ruin any of your trivia for later, but what is your favorite pizza?
Let's do it. Well, my favorite pizza. I mean, that's my favorite pizza, in the world, and that's a tough question because there's a theory out there that there's no bad pizza. That even bad pizza is still good pizza.
Sure.
I kind of subscribe to that. But honestly, my favorite pizza is is right down the street. It's like a local mom and pop pizza place.
Okay.
I just love it. I'm also actually I can't say too much because I'm about to reveal. I have some trivia questions, as you know,
Let's-
Chris.
let's-
I've got some trivia. Yeah, I don't want to.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, that's a natural segue. So, rumor, obviously, you're going to live up to the reputation here of giving out some
Food is love.
pizza.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, food is love. Well, so happy to do some trivia. I can dive right into it, and we can just kind of play it by ear and just kind of see where it goes. Number one pizza pusher. I love you, Taylor. Let's try this. I said that we'll do some trivia.
Okay.
I'm going to find the answer. I'm going to see whoever kind of.
Yeah.
There's no perfect science to this, but let's throw this out there. I said that TicketLeap has been doing this for a long time. You will win. Whoever the lucky person who can answer this question, they will win themselves a pizza party of sorts. Well, a pizza party. I mean, it's a gift card from Papa John's, but
that's still a party.
It's still a party. It's a Papa Pizza party. What year was the first year that TicketLeap sold a ticket to a haunted attraction? So the first haunt ticket sold on TicketLeap. I'm looking for a year. I'm just looking for a year.
Okay. This is a great one to start us off with.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be.
All right, you call it out. We're gonna keep track here when you see it.
Okay, when I see, I'm gonna let people think. We're digesting.
Yeah, it's gonna come through in a second here. People, there we go. We're starting to see some things there. And
some fun.
we're starting to get them.
I'm looking.
These are some educated guesses.
These are pretty good guesses, actually. If I don't see an exact answer, I'm going to pick the closest one. It won't be like Price is Right rules. Like you don't have to. If you go over, that's okay. Whoever's the closest. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to say right now, I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it Holly Day. Holly Day is she basically bookended it. It was actually 2007. And Holly Day came in with the 05 and then the 08. So Holly Day, she's getting a pizza.
All right. Congratulations, Holly. We got you connected. Obviously, you know how to find Lee, but we got you logged. Okay.
I might even for Holly, I might even personally deliver it. I'm gonna fly out to Oregon and drop it off.
Now we're giving out some real prizes here. This is
right. Awesome. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, let's do another one. Okay. And I know someone's going to get this. The real OGs are going to get this one. All right. Another Papa John's pizza on the line. Way back in the day when I was that newbie, I didn't know anybody. I would go to these haunt shows. It was basically Midwest haunters, and for the gala or the costume ball, I would dress up. God, I'm just so cringy. I'm so embarrassed when I look back at these photos. I would dress up. I would go by myself. It was just me. And I went dressed up as a part zombie and a part something else. It was half zombie, half something else. Does anybody know what that? Oh man, Drew Badger.
Drew Badger for the win.
Unstoppable. And Drew Badger's an OG, so it makes sense that he knew what that was. I dressed up as a frog zombie. It was like part like Rob Zombie. It was kind of spoof on Rob Zombie, and we're TicketLeap, and our mascot was a frog. I don't know. It was a stretch, and I had the dumbest, jankiest frog suit costume. Anyway, congrats, Drew. You got a pizza.
Drew, we got you connected. Nice job, buddy.
Yeah,
these are fun.
We'll do one more. Can we do one time for one more?
Let's do one more. Sure.
Jen, can we do one more? Jen said, yeah, Jen said we can do one more.
I got a text that said, have him do 10 more. Sorry. No, I'm just joking.
10 more. I don't have the budget for that, man.
I'm just joking.
All right. Final question. In what city was TicketLeap born? So in what city was it born? Was it founded?
I love this. Okay. This is a good one here.
And I can throw out some clues if it takes.
Okay.
We'll see if some answers
come
in.
Yeah, they'll take a second here. They'll start loading up here. Guys, great guesses as we're going through this. There we go. All right, so Patrick says Chicago.
It's a good guess, but that's a great city, but no.
Okay.
No, no.
Oh,
Oh,
Patty's.
bam! There we go. Patty nailed it. Patty, how did Patty know that? How did you? Do I know you,
Wow.
Patty? Yeah. So actually, so some insider knowledge here. Yeah, and Drew knew that was Philly, but credit to you don't get two pizzas, Drew. That goes to Patty. Yeah, TicketLeap was actually born out of the tech incubator program at the University of Pennsylvania back in like 2005. It was like a
Nice.
project, like a student project.
Okay.
And here we are later. Look at us. We're on TransWorld Live. We're big time now. Giving
Hey,
out pizzas.
we are so excited when you're here in the room, and obviously everybody in the chat. So this is awesome.
Great to be here.
Lee, thank you so much for doing this. We seriously can't wait to see you. And I mean that. Like, it's awesome that in 16 days, all of our friends get together, share some laughs, make more memories. With it being Tater's birthday today and Nicole's birthday yesterday, I did get to see some pictures up there, some historical images, and I'm pretty sure you were in a few of those. So,
no comment.
Well, thank you to you, to TicketLeap, to everybody. Congrats to Holly, to Drew, to Patty, and come see you. Come hang out, get a refreshment, take a load off it at 325, booth 325, and hang out with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Lee George.
Looking forward to it. See you guys soon.
Thanks, buddy. Holy cow. Love that guy. Oh, but wait. There is a lot more. Holy cow. You've been waiting. He's been in the wings, and we're not going to delay any further. As Lee so kindly said, he was the opening act for our next guest. You know him. You love him. He is epic, and we have officially knighted him a long time ago. So we're going to announce him, of course, from the Dark Hour Haunted House in Plano, Texas, and Stiltbeast Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Alan Hops.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing amazing. This time of year, like these spring into summer months, this is actually my busiest time of the year.
Do tell. What are you working on right now?
With the prop company, getting orders out for TransWorld. We have getting ready for TransWorld. I own a monster museum at a Renaissance festival, so that just opened last weekend. There's a Friday the 13th in June. We're getting the show ready for that because we open for every Friday the 13th.
Yes.
So there's just a lot of things happening right now in my world. Spring is always very busy. East Coast is in, like 2 days.
Yes. It feels like it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And on top of your amazing award-winning YouTube channel.
I do have a YouTube channel that I'm busy neglecting doing all these other things. Tater actually, he coined the phrase because I had YouTube Wednesday for a long time. He now calls it YouTube whenever, because whenever I get a chance, I'll post a video. But
it is true. I mean, you are stretched thin, and we are honored that you get to hang out with us. We get to hang out with you. That's what I mean. Like, thank you so much for taking some time, and we've got so much to cover, and we get to hang out with you.
Friend whose their kids are in a play and they're like, I don't want to bother you, but can you tell me how to do this costume? I'm like, come over. And I had them come over and we made 12 different fish costumes for some kind of a little neat Finding Nemo fish play for kids. Right.
Oh.
But what I said was, I work so much and I love my work. I'm not going to change that.
Sure.
You have to come and work with me in order to hang out. And that is what's so awesome about shows like East Coast and TransWorld and MHC is that I'm there working, but I get to hang out with my friends. I get to see you guys, and that's really awesome.
It is. I mean, and we've kind of talked about that with Marcus and with Lee, but these regional shows that are really, coming into their own, it is an opportunity where you get to do some crazy stuff, have some more one-on-one time. Because obviously at TransWorld, you're running all over the place. You've got your own booth. You've got seminars all over. You're meeting people. You're talking to people. Here's an opportunity where maybe they can have a few more minutes with you. Or like we had at MHC last year, you and Ed Edmonds, put together like 50 masks in like 10 minutes and passed them out to the audience.
That was crazy. I always say, like, TransWorld is about stuff. Because when you go there, you need stuff. I need things from my haunted house. I need to learn stuff. I need stuff.
Yeah.
And these East Coast MHC, they're about people. They're not about stuff. Yes, there's stuff there.
Sure.
But I'm going for the people. I'm going for the education. I'm going for the things that people have time to pass on to me, or the energy that I need to absorb from people to get through to my next push. Just being in that room with all of
Yes.
those creative minds who all pretty much want the same thing as you do.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You can't beat it.
It's so inspiring. And I mean, what's great is we also have a love connection going on. You've got a secret admirer in the chat there
That's
that
my wife. It makes me so happy.
you guys are the dynamic duo. I love you both. And all of us at TransWorld just want to say we love you guys and thanks for everything that you guys do, because you have this like limitless amount of inspiration and care and concern for all of us. And even though you guys might be tired and you guys might be exhausted, you've always got a last minute for anybody that wants to talk to you. And we love you for that. So thank you so, so much.
I have been in the haunt industry so I did my first haunt when I was 10. So let's say 38 years.
Oh my gosh.
Or so. And most of those were year round, because as soon as I could, I started at a year round haunt. And I think that I've never burned out on it. I've never been frustrated with it, because I hop around from, I'm going to learn stilt walking. I'm going to learn how to make costumes. I'm going to learn how to make masks. I'm going to learn how to train people. I'm going to learn how to design. And, it took me a long time to learn all that, and hopping around from haunt to haunt and figuring stuff out, putting it together. And now there's the internet, and now there are these wonderful shows. And I know that I'm here to talk about haunt tours a little bit. Like, I know that's coming.
Oh yeah.
I freaking love haunt tours.
Yes.
I love them.
Yes. And I think that's the difference, is everybody gets a chance to see, not everybody gets a chance to see them during their normal season. So that's what these shows have the opportunity to offer, is you get a glimpse into something that you might not get to see in October. But what that value add is with folks like yourself and Shannon that are going to be captaining our buses, you not only get to experience these amazing attractions all over the country, but then you get to talk about them and kind of meet with a master like yourself that has 38 years of experience, and be able to kind of decompress and kind of talk through some stuff, analyze it, maybe ask some questions on how they pulled some of that stuff off.
When I was early in my haunting career, like 80s, early 90s, early to mid 90s, maybe late 90s, haunted houses didn't quite get along, and
true.
I called them goldfish bowl haunts. That they all developed something that they were good at, and they knew, they invented.
Yeah.
So in order to learn anything, you had to hop out of that goldfish bowl and go to a different goldfish bowl.
Yeah.
And we're in a wonderful age where I don't have to go work for a haunt for a year to learn. I can go to one of these haunt tours, and everybody has something that they're good at.
Yes.
And I think that what the haunts that are featured on the tours, whether it's Legendary, whether it's MHC, or whether it's East Coast haunt tours, what they're really good at is they have found their identity, and they have distilled what makes them and what makes them unique. It would be very easy to go to TransWorld, buy the 10 coolest things.
Yep.
Well, all the people who can afford it are going to buy the 10 coolest things.
Sure. Sure.
How do you make it yours? How do you put your brand, your identity on it? And these shows, I think, have done a good job of that. And that's why I get excited about, I'm learning how to be more me from seeing them be them, if that makes any sense at all.
It makes perfect sense. Absolutely. And to those that are asking, yes. So for all of our tours, we're going to really quick unpack them here. We have 2 buses going to these tours, and Tater, of course, we know and love, and it's his birthday. He, of course, always has bus number 2, which will be that party and festive bus. And if you just want to sit back and, open up a can and enjoy yourself, you definitely can do that. We've got an option for you. But for those that really want to learn and want to dive into more haunt stuff and network and just really dive into one of the masters of our industry, Ellen and Shannon are going to guide you on bus number 1.
So Tater, he coined the phrase for my bus, I think 3 years ago, maybe 4. He called it the knitting and napping bus because we don't party hard like them. And it's on the way back, I encourage quietness. Let's all chill out on the way back.
Sure.
But we give notebooks to everybody on the book because I want you to take notes. Like I want you to, and we talk about the haunts as we're going to them. Here's what I expect. Here's what I've seen in their social media, or I've been there before. And here's what I know, or I know the owner. I know these actors who work there. And it's just, I talk about what I know and what I expect and what they can expect and hope to see. And then on the way back, we discuss what we saw. And, how did that haunt make you feel? How did, how was that haunt solving problems that you have? And those discussions, I think, are valuable. The most valuable time I spend at TransWorld or any show is when we're sitting in the lobby and we're talking about our problems and how we solve our problems. And, there's been, if you can sit next to like John Eislich when he's having a few drinks, he will slip out things that will make you $50,000 a year as an aside sentence,
It's true though.
But that's everybody. That's John. That's Ben. That's that's everybody. All the people who you see walking around that show floor, they have that same energy. You just might have to ask them a few questions to get there first.
It's amazing, and that's kind of been one of those themes here of TransWorld Live, especially tonight. But we're always about people helping people, and it's amazing to see that happens in the Christmas market as well. That happens in the do-it-yourself decor world. It happens in ticketing, and it happens obviously with all of our haunters, as Sean loves to coin, haunters helping haunters. But what an amazing opportunity, literally, to pick your brain or the Flamboy or any of them. Yeah.
Can I say something?
Please.
For years, what I have always thought that made haunted houses special and unique is for most people, it's a side gig. For most haunt owners, it's not their main thing. And the way that a professional plumber solves problems and puts on a show is different. Especially different from the way that maybe there's a guy who does concrete work and he has a haunt. His haunt's going to look different, feel different. He's going to have different solutions. Sure. So I'm always excited when I get to hobnob with Christmas people. Yes. Like this show has added a Christmas element. And now I get to talk to the Christmas, because, in some of their events, they have big crowds. They have walk-through attractions. Oh, yeah. They have drive-through attractions. And there's, they need show control. They need chain of event happenings inside of different rooms and locations and sequences. Like Light-O-Rama was talking about earlier. Yeah. Whether he knows it or not, he had a very creepy T-shirt on, because you could very much see that the light bulb was not plugged in, but the light bulb on his Light-O-Rama shirt was lit up. That tells me that's very ghosty. But anyway, I love it. Christmas people at the show, and we can now steal their secrets from their goldfish bowl, and I just think that's awesome. The more we know. And lighting, like if you're not adding some kind of lighting from the Christmas side of one of these shows into your show, you're crazy. Yeah. Because since let's say haunts have been a thing since mid 70s, right? Mm-hmm. And our R&D budget has been in animations, latex masks, costumes, set design. Like that's where all of our R&D is. Mm-hmm. Christmas, not the past 10 years, but every year before that, they've got about 90 years of R&D in lighting. Right. That's what they did forever. And they just know more about lights than us. They're better in that capacity than us haunt people, and I'll steal their secrets. I don't mind at all. I'll go to their classes because I want to learn that stuff.
And James O'Hensey is a great example from Moscow.
Absolutely. He'll tell I ask him all the time on lights and Christmas stuff. I've got to visit his shop a few times to see how he does things. That whole industry is full of wonderful people, just like the haunt industry is.
It's so true. And people want to share and they want to grow and progress and just want to help each other see a great show. So, okay, let's talk bus tours for a second. We're going to quickly unpack it. We encourage you to go to any of our previous shows over the last 3 weeks. We really dove in deep into each one of these haunts. But so, Alan, let's unpack Thursday real quick. We've got Brighton Asylum and Fright Factory. Do you know anything about these guys? Have you heard any rumblings or been to before?
I know a little more about Brighton Asylum because I've talked to the owner some at shows, and
Sure.
I've talked to folks who have worked and guest acted there. And whenever I
Yeah.
get a guest actor at Dark Hour, I'm like, how's this different? What am I doing wrong? What did you expect from me that I didn't do for you? And how do I get that? Is because they've guest acted at some of these other shows. Brighton Asylum it's a big name. We actually share St. Patrick's Sleigh as our name for our St. Patrick's event.
Okay.
So, and for many years, we shared a Fearworm as a marketing company. So,
Okay.
I have had, a little bit of a relationship back and forth with that show. I think most haunts that open up in March have leprechaun masks that I made because I'm one of the few vendors who make leprechaun. There are more this year. There's a lot of leprechauns at TransWorld this year. But, for many years, I made a lot of leprechaun masks. But yeah, Brighton Asylum, they feel, boy, how do I, I'm not saying I'm old, but I'm saying my haunt style is classic.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think Brighton Asylum is a little edgier, a
Okay.
little more new feeling as far as new horror.
Okay.
And I get excited by that,
That's
because
awesome.
I want to see shows that are, give me energy and make me feel young.
Heck yes. Heck yes. All right. Well, that's the Thursday. Can we talk about Friday for a second? Let's talk about Hershey Park, Dark Nights at Hershey Park with some rides, and then of
Hey,
course
we
Field.
didn't talk about Fright Park.
Oh, we didn't. So let's go
Fright
back.
Factory.
Yeah,
Go
let's
back to
talk
Fright
Fright
Factory
Factory. I'm sorry.
because
Look at me.
I'm very intrigued by them.
Oh,
Right?
good. Okay.
Because I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
Like I know very little. That in 2000, I went and I worked at Spooky World for a season when it was in Foxborough, and I did a season there as like a stilt bat monster,
Oh,
and for their midway, and I like their crowds are different. It's a little more aggressive. They
okay.
they want you to try to scare them. Like they want the scares. Like that they're an intense audience.
Yeah.
And I loved it, and luckily Texas is similar in its aggressive audienceness, but I loved it. And when I see Fright Factory's 3 shows, Industrial Nightmare, Southside Sanatorium, and Unholy,
Yeah. Yes.
I really like. I'm very excited about the Unholy theme.
Okay.
Once a consecrated cathedral is now home to possessed priests and demonic entities. I'm down. I want to see that.
I'm down. I'm in.
that is very gothic. It's pretty gothic, and you combine that with their other 2 shows, are Southside Sanatorium and Industrial Nightmare. Those are both new and edgy and kind of, they just kind of poke at you. I'm excited about this. This is really cool. I don't know why, but it gives me a modern version of 70s horror vibe because you have the church horror with the one, you have a sanitarium, and you have an industrial nightmare. And I just feel like, I don't know. I'm very excited about it.
You got me excited. When we were talking to them, I was excited, but just hearing the way you're approaching it, literally, can we go tomorrow, please? Let's go.
Most of what I do is you would call it folk horror, where there's some kind of an ancient element to it,
Sure.
and it's affecting the world around it. And the new psycho horror stuff, like there's just, it's cool stuff. I really appreciate what they're doing. It's very different from how I would do things. And there's haunted houses are art. There's no wrong way to do them. I want to see people do them differently because that's how I'm going to learn.
Love this. Okay. Are we okay? You want to check out Friday real quick? Cool. We've got Hershey Park, Dark Nights and rides, and then we've got Field of Screams. Let's start at the top. The Hershey Park.
I'm low key pissed. Let me tell you that. All right. I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and I was there until I was 17.
Okay.
Which was 95, right?
Yeah.
And they never had a Halloween event.
No, I know.
Never. I had to move away to Orlando because in Fangoria I saw the ads for Halloween Horror Nights.
Sure.
But anyway, I have been to Hershey Park several times. In my youth, I'm sure it was good then. It was amazing. Here's what frustrates me: the whole town smells like chocolate. Like you are 7 miles away and you can smell I smell Hershey's Kisses. You know, it's just like the whole place smells like chocolate. It's going to be a recovering fat person's nightmare. That's so
I love it. I love it.
I wish it were cheat day. Saturday's my cheat day, but we'll
Okay.
go on Friday. So maybe after midnight, I can sneak some chocolate.
Wait, can we put you on the spot? Do you have a favorite Hershey candy bar or product?
You know what? A classic Hershey bar.
Oh,
No
yes.
chocolate. Break it into the square. Not s'mores.
Yep.
It doesn't need that.
Yeah, it's good on its own.
Just a Hershey chocolate bar, but you have to eat it the second you buy it.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, if you pick it up, it melts.
I was just about to say, like, I even
put it in your pocket, just right out of the foil like a savage.
Yes. Amen. And if I can't do that, like I've been putting it in the fridge for like a couple of minutes just to give it a crispness. But I'm weird. So, okay. All right. So this will be your first time seeing Dark Knights at Hershey.
Yes, it will. And awesome. I'm very excited.
That's awesome. Of course, then we're going to end the night at Fields of Screams, the Schaff brothers. I know you know a ton about this place.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And they've been around a long time. They're an awesome haunt. Man, they did a class that I sent several of my people to, and I got amazing feedback on how to do lots of people through your attraction, basically how to process people and get them through quickly. And they need to know how to do that because their show is good. You know, yeah. They're putting on a high level show, and I can't wait to see it. I've seen them, I think 3 times, all of it off season for off season events or legendary or something. But every time their show is packed to the gills with actors. You know, you don't go through and you feel it's light. You know, but animations, actors, layout, theme, design, it's a good show, and I can't wait to see it. You get little tricks and techniques and secrets from everybody. And I remember, filling a couple pages on a notebook the last time that I was there.
Yeah. And I think with their tenure too, like I think they've been around since like 93, and it's just amazing because they've progressed and they've continued to develop their show into what it is today. So to be able to see that long-standing tradition, pretty awesome to see. So,
yeah, and any haunt that's been around for 15, 20 years, 25 years, they have. There's a reason why they're still there. They've become a tradition for local families. They have become a Halloween staple for that area, for that market.
Yeah, and
there's something there. There's something that they have that you can put your filter on and bring back to your show. Or even just add to your memories if you don't run a haunted house,
Yeah, no, agreed completely. Well, what's really cool, if we're okay to move on this one, we are bringing to you 5 different, really different and diversified attractions. We talk about Thursday, we talk about Friday, and we're going to end it all on Saturday night with an exclusive party at the legendary Eastern State Penitentiary and be able to go through one of their fully operational attractions. I think I already got goosebumps. My hair is standing up on the back of my neck.
The first time that I went to Eastern State, I broke my phone. And the way that I did it was I took so many pictures because there's walkthroughs. You'll walk through different halls, and I'm taking pictures of crumbling paint. I'm taking pictures of rusty bars, right?
Yes.
Filled up the memory card of my phone with photos, so much so it wouldn't let me do anything. It was just froze. It was full of information. So I had to take the SIM card. Anyway, it was a whole big thing. But that place broke my phone because of the visual eye candy that it was. And all the stuff that I was taking pictures of, well, they haven't fixed that. Like, that's still there.
Right.
But they've added, amazing attractions. That place has stood out for years.
Yeah.
as just an amazing show that set a high bar and continues to hit it on every level of haunting.
I am excited. You guys are going to be at the helm, being able to help narrate this whole thing. But we have some. These are really exclusive offerings here, especially the prison on Saturday night, where it's closed to the public. It's just our party and all of our people, and we get the run of the land. And I don't know how you can do much better than that. That's pretty awesome.
So can I say something about that?
Yeah.
I want to say a quick something. When a haunt opens off season just for this group,
yeah.
If no matter what, we're lucky if we're going to get 500, 600, maybe 1,000 people to go.
Right, right.
If I open my doors here at dark hour for less than 400, I'm probably losing money.
Sure.
And
get people to pay.
The haunts that do this, what they're really saying is, we love Halloween. We love haunted houses. We want you to have a great time. We want to show you what we do so that, in order to show that we appreciate what you do.
Amen.
That's what they're really saying. And I'm so thankful for all these shows who open for us in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully understand when they open to the public at the same time. I get it. You got to pay the actors. There's a lot of costs that go into opening. But when they do it and it's just us, that means that they love Halloween and haunted houses. And those are the people I want to support.
It's so special. And I know you work with Jen and Rich all the time, but I want to give them a special shout out. And we do that, but like to make this opportunity happen, Jen and Rich work very long and hard with the folks from Eastern State who are amazing, but to make this happen, to make all the T's crossed and the I's dotted and insurance is good and make it a right price point. And really, it took a lot of effort to make this happen just so that we could have it as our playground for the night.
If Halloween is a part of your bank account, whether you are owning an attraction and that's part of your money, you're an actor and they're paying you, I think you've got to be at TransWorld. Like you've got to go.
Right.
If Halloween is in your heart, then you ought to go to Midwest, East Coast. You need to go to these haunt tours because that's what this is for. It's one thing to go to a place with 600 other people, right? That's great.
Right. Sure.
That's great. But if it's 600 other people who have Halloween in their heart and they love haunted houses, that's the group I want to be with, right? That's who I want to do this with. And this is that opportunity. I don't know. That's going to be an amazing night. Friday is going to be an amazing night. Thursday is going to be an amazing night.
Oh
If I couldn't get to the show, I would try to get to one of the haunt tours. Truly.
Amen. I could not said it. I couldn't have said it more beautifully. That was perfect. An opportunity to learn, an opportunity to entertain, to network, to hang out with your good friends and go through everything that we love about this industry and see the amazing work that these folks have been doing. Every year, we try to bring our A game and keep raising that higher and higher. And I thought we did really well last year, and we're going to do even better this year. So this is exciting. And thank you to you and Shannon for being bus captains and taking time out of your night to help guide our people, all of our people.
All right. So I get the opportunity now that I can talk. I can say a few words. I can say what's on my mind and what I feel. And if I lead someone to one of these haunts, and maybe they bring like a 10-year-old kid with them, and then they decide, like I did when I was 10, I want to do haunted houses when I grow up. That's what it's all about. I can't tell you how many people who have said, hey, I watch your videos, I enjoy making things, and now I make things for a living. Or now I talk to my boss, and now I at least get to do creative things at my job because now I make stuff, And like that's what this is about. I'll always come on to tell you how awesome haunted houses are because haunted houses have given me every single thing that I have. Whether it's my house, my wife, my car, every single thing that I have, haunted houses have given to me. I work for it. It's not easy, but I love every moment of my life, and that's haunted houses.
You are so moved. I am at a point, like I read even Tater, it's his birthday and he's always fun and silly. And Tater puts in there, Alan Hops is in my heart. Like all of you and Shannon, unbelievable. Thank you for what you do for us and for your kind, gifted words to help encapsulate how we all feel. I don't know what to say. I'm verklempt.
It's Halloween, it's haunt season all year round. The monsters are easy. And I think that if you stick around when the monsters are done, you'll see all the care that's there in this industry. And that's part of what my wife and I represent. But it's not me. It's you, Chris. You're amazing. It's Lee George. It's Tater, who it's his birthday.
Yeah.
And what is he doing? He's here supporting TransWorld Live. Yes, he's harassing the hell out of people in the comments. I have no doubt. But he's here supporting. This industry is full of amazing people, and anytime I hear that a haunter passes,
yes,
everybody will always say, "I'm sorry for your loss."
Yep.
I almost want to start saying, I think people will take it wrong. I'm sorry for my loss if I didn't know them, because I want to know everybody who haunts. I want to know them, and I want to know why, because haunting has changed me so much, and I just want to know their story.
Oh my God, Alan. That's a trend we need to start. Wow. I literally was just texting, you've got me going. This is amazing. I love when we can share a heartfelt story and it takes you off of your game for a second. It's just like, thank you for speaking from the heart. And on a funny note, Tater wants to at least lie to us and say that he's being a good boy tonight, but
yeah. If the world's crazy, like right now, it's a tumultuous time, and haunted houses are the one event where a group will go in. The first thing they do is get closer together. It's the first thing they do when they go in. Yes. They get closer together.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. And you might be in a job that you don't enjoy. You might not have the joy that I have to go to work every day. And it might be events like this that, that's when you feel alive. You're with your people. You're doing your thing. You're seeing what makes you, and internalizing that to help you get through. So what you can do now is just be nice to everybody that you see at the show, because they're all going through stuff. The world is crazy. What do we have control of? We have control of haunt season. We have control of the haunts that we're going to see. We have control to let art into our heart. That's what haunts do.
Amen.
I don't know. I think there's something magic about haunted houses.
It is magic. It's magic to have all of these people all together for one thing. Nicole just put in the chat a big heart for you and so many others. There's just wonderful comments, and we get to do this because all of us love this and get to hang out and love this passion of Halloween and Christmas and haunted houses and the holidays and trying to make an experience that others will remember and it'll stay in their hearts and make an impact on their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've never, I have a weird family, growing up,
Yeah.
I never felt for Christmas what I did for Halloween.
Right.
But this show is, the shows and me meeting Christmas people, because for a long time, Christmas people were the enemy. We don't like Christmas people. We're Halloween people. You stay over there. Don't you start early on me. It's not, we haven't had turkey yet. You still get back to Christmas. And I don't feel that way anymore. Now it's, does Christmas bring you joy? Then by God, come on over here and be joyous with me.
Let's do it.
You light up your tree, I'll light up my pumpkin. And that's what it's all about. And these shows are really cool for that. And we're seeing people doing what makes them the happiest.
I love this. Well,
no haunt, no show is competing with what they think. What they're competing with is staying home on the couch. And everybody there, they chose to get up off their couch, stop watching Netflix, get off the internet, and go see a show. Whether it's the show that we're walking through, the trade show, the convention, or the haunted house itself. And, that means to a degree, they're your people.
That's right. That's right. And I love our people. They're the best. They're the best.
They make me happy and proud.
Heck yes. Well, we've got these tours. We've got a trade show floor. We're going to hang out. We're going to see you. Can we talk some more education? Like, we're always learning. We're learning right now. We learn when we connect and we network, but we do have some traditional seminars. If we can just quickly touch on those before we run out of time, because those are pretty awesome too. You are one of the wisest people, and the comments are just going too fast here about how impactful you've been on a lot of people's careers. Can we talk about a few seminars that you're going to be doing at East Coast? Starting, yeah,
You start.
Okay,
No,
no problem. We're good. I try to keep it in chronological order so people can plan out their days. On Saturday, 11 a.m., you're doing from ceiling to floor, rooms to die for. Tell us what we could experience, because if it's anything like Dark Hour, you're bringing your A+ game.
Well, there's when you're designing a room, I see this all the time in haunts and things. There's the basics, all right. And what I'm doing is, remember those old textbooks of like the human systems of the body, that the pages were clear.
Yes.
And there was just a human outline, and then there was a skeleton over top of it, and then there was the lungs and the circulatory system, and then there was the respiratory system, and then there was the skin was the last thing, and you could
like layer them. Yeah,
that's what set design is. And this is a kitchen. Okay, it's a kitchen. Well, what layers do we put on that kitchen? And not just grime and dirt. Everybody knows about grime and dirt. We get it. What layers can we put on the kitchen to tell you who lived in it, to tell you what was cooked in it, And it's all these questions that you ask. And then from those questions, you want the answers to be seen. I know a movie is going to be not that great when it starts with 2 minutes of narration, because they have to tell you what's going on because they don't know how to show you. Right. Haunted houses don't have no narration. Right. So with no narrator, what can you look at in the room to tell you what's going on? And that is what this class is about. It's about, from ceiling to floor, what can you do? What can you add to push your story forward? Because story is what makes us stand out.
Amen. Amen. Oh my gosh. We've talked about it on the show. I know you and I have talked about it, but to be able to create these rooms, it transports you into a different world. It makes that fear real for those persons that are going through there, and they're feeling it in their imagination. So to be able to help transport someone and make that illusion real, it's like walking through a movie.
I think that there's something that we have to do, is where we have to give their brain enough information that it is then comfortable blurring out all the details.
Yes.
Yes. If your brain doesn't have enough information, it's going, and that means enough scenery, enough guidance, then your brain is going to really criticize what's there. Mm-hmm. And the goal is to get just past that point to where your brain says, oh, this is a 1950s kitchen. The person who owns this is probably a serial killer. This kitchen hasn't been taken care of in a long time because there's a dead bird in a cage. What are those things, And then you put another layer on of what can you do in the space to make it wrong? One of my favorite things to do is to put in a kid's room, like a little child's room. Yeah. There's a crib over there, and there is there's a kid carpet. There's a closet door that's not quite closed. Doesn't have to go anywhere. Just make the closet door kind of creaked open, because that's scarier than closed or all the way open.
Right, right.
And then put a cactus in the room. Because your brain knows that's wrong. Like, you don't put a cactus in a kid's room, because that kid's going to eat a cactus at some point.
Right.
But so there's all these different things that you can do and rules that you can break once you know what they are, in order to make your set better and to make your set speak to people.
I love this. All right. That's going to be on Saturday, 11 o'clock till noon. But wait, there's more. What we are so honored. And I want to set this up here just real quickly. Like every show, whether it's TransWorld, whether it's Midwest, and now here at East Coast Haunters, there's a cool session like this where it's a collaboration of some of the titans of our industry, some of the biggest shining stars that we have that have learned so much and are willing to give back. And we have one of those sessions, again, a huge one, knock it out of the park, called Deep Theming Wild Characters and Haunt Designs, how the stories will mold the creations and shape the guest experience. And of course, with that dynamic trio up on the stage, yourself, Ben Armstrong, and John LaFlamboy, we know the session's going to be good, but how does that feel? Like we can unpack that in a second, but like, how does it feel? You're up there with these two guys. They're some of your best friends. You're hanging out and you're talking.
I'm not worthy. Let me tell you something. If I talk a lot, I love haunts. I love talking about haunts. It's hard to get me to be quiet. If you want to see me shut up, put me in a room where John or Ben is talking, because I'm going to stop and listen, and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to steal from them, because those guys really know what they're doing when it comes to haunts. Ben is wild, imaginative, and proven. You know, Netherworld is amazing.
Yes.
John is creative, charismatic, and bold to the point where you won't disagree with him, and you know what I mean? You're gonna just go to his show and see it. His show's kind of new. You know, Hell's Gate's kind of new
compared to both of you guys. Yeah, absolutely.
But it's amazing. It's an amazing show, and that's part of that charisma, that boldness. You know, a good haunted house, you can tell the owner about the owner from the show.
Absolutely.
You know what's important to them.
Yes.
I know how important story is to John. I know how important chaos and old world horror is to Ben. You know, like you wouldn't have to tell me that Ben's a Lovecraft fan. If you go through Netherworld, you know it, you see it. And I love that about haunts. And these guys are so good at distilling what they care about. And that's why we're doing a world building class. I don't think I'm as good as them, but I'm a student of world building, you know? So if I'm going to learn, I'm going to drag everybody with me. So this is going to be me and John and Ben, and we're talking about how to create worlds, how to immerse your audience, how to have a story that your walls tell.
Yeah.
And this is, if my ceiling to floor class is the macro, it is the micro, then this is the macro. This is the big view of let's build a world. You know?
Yes.
And then it's what's that set in the world, and what does it have to say in order to get that? You know, but this is a big view of, you know, the first question I want to ask is, how do I want guests to feel when they leave my show? How do I want them to feel? Now, what can I do to make them feel that way? What characters do I have that are going to push them in that direction?
Love this. And you have this all-star lineup, all of these, you know, cumulatively amongst the three of you. I think we might be able to say you guys have 100+ years of experience with the three of you. And we're doing this at a discount. If people buy the class before Thursday, it's $35. I mean, that's crazy. That's mind-blowing. Like, to have this level of talent for $35.
If you want to call me and you have booked a session on haunt consultation, it's $250 an hour, because you know what I mean. I love talking to you, and I want to do that, but I have to put a dollar value on my time, or else I'm going to be doing that all the time instead of the work I'm supposed to get done to run my haunt.
Sure.
Well, instead of paying me $250 for an hour and a phone call, you know, come to the class with two people smarter than me and probably better than me at this, you know. These guys are amazing. We feed off of each other's energy.
Yeah.
You can't beat knowledge and storytelling like Ben's. You can't beat storytelling and just the kindness that John goes about casting and the way he builds his show and the people who work for him. They're both remarkable gentlemen, and I'm honored to stand there next to them. Truly.
Honored. That's so exciting. Obviously, like we talked about, $35 if you buy it before Thursday. But wait, there's more. We're not done. So on Sunday, you're teaching some more here. We just talked about, obviously, people love to pick your brain. And this is an opportunity to do it at a discount on Sunday, 12:30 to 1:30. Maybe bring your lunch and a notebook because you're going to be doing 20 mega tips for amazing haunt design.
One of the most popular classes that me, Ben, and John do, and we've done it with others, it's been other people, is the 61 and 60 at TransWorld.
Yeah,
and
that's a classic.
We only do that at TransWorld. But my frustration is, you know how hard it is to tell someone a great idea and only talk about it for 1 minute?
Right.
That is so hard, and we're always like pushing that time limit. So if I've got my own time, I've got my own hour, I'm still going to do my 20 things. These are 20 things that I have not proposed before. Mega tips for haunt design. This is design. This is layout. This is character design. They're going to come from all over different fields. But they're all intended to give your show a stronger design language and to just help you distill what's in you and make that haunt yours. That's what these 20 tips are about. And I think I can do 3 minutes on each one, and I think I can cut myself off. They're all so important, They're all so important.
Well, we are grateful for these 3 sessions. There's obviously a host of other topics being taught by industry professionals and people that know their subjects really well. We don't have to go through all of them, but can you just talk real quick about the opportunity here of education from professionals at a discounted price than what they would get at TransWorld?
So, boy, these are the same caliber and quality of classes that you'd get at TransWorld. Yeah. It's not like these are a step down,
Right.
And all of these are people who are proven in their field.
Yep.
They're standouts in their field of whatever it is. And there's something specific about what they do that they have knowledge to share that can help most of the people at the show. I've been blessed in the past to be able to help put together classes and curriculums for help. I've helped with TransWorld. I've helped with MHC. The care with which the classes are put together is astounding. Yeah. Everybody who works with me knows I'm a little bit of a wing it guy. Like I tend to wing it more than I should. But that's not what they do when they're putting together these classes. They want to make sure that the ones that are up against each other are right. They want to make sure that, well, if this is an art person, then they're gonna,
right.
This session has 3 business classes. We gotta fix that. We've got to move it around. Now they are doing such well balanced classes and class schedules and lineups. It's just remarkable. There's very clearly an art track. There's very clearly a home haunter track or a home Christmas track. There's very clearly a pro track. And to me, it's fascinating. And I don't think that you should, if you're a home haunter, don't stay away from the pro classes. Go, because you're going to learn something. If you are a pro haunter, boy, can I tell you the hardest thing about being a haunted house consultant in the haunt business? Everyone is a genius and everyone knows what they're doing. And they're doing it right. Don't tell them they're doing it wrong. So the more pro haunters that break down and go to a home haunt class, those are some of my favorites, because it not only does it tell me what's interesting to the masses. There's a little bit of, I'm done with the vortex tunnel. They don't excite me. I'm not excited by vortex tunnels. Yeah. How many of my customers come out of the show and say that was a favorite thing and they're going to remember that forever? A lot. just because I'm done with it, just because we're on the same path, we're on the same path going up the mountain. Just
Right.
because they're at a different spot on the path doesn't mean they're any lesser or better. And it's important to know, when you were there, what was important to you,
Yeah.
and that's the classes that you're going to get. And
Bravo.
I don't know. I think that if I could attend every class, I would.
Yeah.
This year, I got to attend classes. It freaked a lot of people out. And I intend to attend a ton of classes at East Coast.
Love this. Well,
Learning from others is one of the best things that we can do at these shows.
you have shared so many words of wisdom. I know for a very brief time, Stiltbeast will be on the floor the entire time. For a brief time, you may or may not be at the booth. You guys are booth number 124, but I'm sure your entire team and Shannon will be there when you guys are out and about. Is there anything else? And I know we've shared some amazing sentiments. We're just up a little bit on the time, but for anybody that might be on the fence, what could you say to make them want to cross that line and buy a ticket to East Coast Haunters Convention and East Coast Christmas Show?
These are your people. This is, if you love Halloween and haunted houses, this is where your people are. And this is a world, the more the world sucks, the more the world needs haunted houses. And right now, it's not haunt season, except for the couple thousand people who are going to be in this room. For them, it's spooky season all year. This is, you can go, you can drop the insanity of the world and enjoy the sanity of haunt season by visiting several lovely asylums that are on the haunt and hanging out with all these crazy people. Be surrounded by art, be surrounded by joy, and be surrounded by people who get your aesthetic. And I think that's all we want, is to find a tribe, right? This is my tribe.
We can't say it better. From Jen, from Rich, from Robert, from everybody at TransWorld, we love you. Thank you so much for everything you do, for the human that you are, and just your amazingness from you and from Shannon and your whole family. To all of you that are watching, thanks for taking some time out to hang out with us, share some sentiments, and have an awesome night hanging out. Happy birthday to Tater. We love you, buddy. Happy birthday yesterday to Nicole. We love her. And we'll see you literally in 16 days, 15 days, and it's counting. But we'll be back here next Tuesday, April 15th, to continue the journey to East Coast Haunters Convention and East Coast Christmas Show. So make sure you're with us, because we can't do this without you. Thanks,
I
everybody.
always say, go make stuff at the end. Go make stuff.
Go make stuff.